Dustin Poirier's journey to his current status as a top UFC fighter has been filled with ups and downs, marked by impressive victories and hard-fought battles. Let's delve into the fights that have defined his rise in the UFC. From a young age, Dustin showed interest in martial arts and combat sports, and would begin training in boxing and wrestling. But he would suffer some run-ins with the law. At just 10 years old, the Diamond was in the court of law for knocking another child's teeth out in an illegal boxing match. "I dropped out in the 9th grade. I went to juvenile detention around my freshman year and things just got complicated," Poirier said. He would train at the Gladiator Academy under former MMA fighter Tim Krutter and would find a place in his heart for it. "I was training at a boxing gym, and I met some guys who were MMA fighters working on their boxing," the former interim champion added. "I started talking to them and picking their brains and asking them where they trained, and the next week I started doing MMA." Turning professional in 2009 and being signed to World Extreme Cage Fighting, also known as WEC, Dustin Poirier would rack up a 7-fight win streak, then making his UFC debut in 2011, quickly showcasing his skills and determination. His early fights saw mixed results, but it was clear that he possessed the talent and drive to make an impact in the promotion. In 2012, Dustin would finish now featherweight great Max Holloway via triangle armbar, handing Max his first defeat and being the only man to this day to finish the Hawaiian. After that bout at UFC 143, he would win some and suffered defeats to Cub Swanson and Conor McGregor, who admittedly got into his head, describing himself as a deer in the headlights in the stare-down before the fight began. In the following years, Poirier bounced back with a string of impressive victories, demonstrating his resilience and evolving skill set. His relentless style and striking prowess earned him respect among fans and fellow fighters alike. He would defeat former champion Eddie Alvarez and current BMF Justin Gaethje in 2018, and would then fight Max Holloway for the second time, where he would gain the interim gold by defeating the then featherweight champion by decision. Dustin "the Diamond" Poirier would have an undoubtedly defining moment in his career in 2019 when he faced off against the undefeated UFC superstar, Khabib Nurmagomedov, for the lightweight title. He appeared very confident he had what it takes in the build-up, and would even catch the eagle with a guillotine in round 3. In a truly astonishing series of events, Khabib would escape and finish the then interim champion via rear naked choke. This was devastating for Dustin, and he was even seen crying in the post-fight press conference. Although Poirier fell short in his bid for the title, he showcased his heart and toughness in the face of one of the sport's most dominant champions. But it was Poirier's performances in the years that followed that truly solidified his status as one of the best in the lightweight division. He showcased his skills in memorable battles against top contenders, including his return in 2020, where he would defeat Dan Hooker by decision in an absolute war. However, perhaps the crowning achievement of Poirier's career came in 2021 when he faced off against Conor McGregor in a highly anticipated rematch. Poirier stunned the MMA world by defeating McGregor via TKO in the second round, cementing his status as one of the sport's elite fighters. This was the only time to date that Conor was knocked out. He would then be booked for a trilogy with the Notorious where the Irishman would break his leg. In another title shot, Dustin would fall short and be submitted via standing rear naked choke by Charles Oliveira. The Diamond would then suffer defeat to Justin Gaethje in their second bout with the BMF belt on the line, and the part French South Florida native would eventually be booked to face upcoming French prospect Benoit Saint-Denis at UFC 299, which took place last weekend. Unfortunately, many people were disappointed with his performance, giving up his position 4 separate times in 4 guillotine attempts, none of which really posed a threat to the French soldier. Going into round 2, Dustin was a round down and was constantly being controlled by Saint-Denis, who showed far superior grappling. But, regardless of being down, Dustin would shock the world by knocking out his opponent in the second round with a nasty right hand. After the fight, fans would notice something on Benoit Saint-Denis' face, which he would announce was a staph infection, and some even suggested that Dustin Poirier was aiming for it. In my opinion, while he did deliver a nasty finish, Dustin didn't show skills that would pose a threat to the current champion Islam Makhachev, let alone to the current top 3. So, where does the future stand for Poirier? I think that he won't be around for many more fights. This might be a hot take, but if he is booked next against a top lightweight, it could be his last fight. On the other hand, if he's facing up-and-comers, he could have 2 to 3 more bouts. But, what do you think? Where does the future stand for the only man to ever finish Max Holloway and KO Conor McGregor? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content on MMA and combat sports. Until next time, fight fans.